Okay, game 2 here between BMG and Team Shrek is Love. As Team 1, of course, went in favor of BMG in about 45 minutes, so Shrek is Love putting up a pretty solid performance, as BMG is down 2 players, but no doubt still a very strong team and very well coordinated. Ran an interesting blacksmith strategy, put Hanskin on the suicide Wretched Hag, so we'll see if some interesting stuff comes out here in Game 2. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. We Came Strong is already noting that they did not ban blacksmith. And so I doubt we'll be seeing that hero again, but it wouldn't be surprising to see something a little bit off the wall in this game. And definitely a match that Ogre was looking like they could take. I think if they had made some slightly better decisions, they grouped up a little bit more, they might have been able to, and we'll see if they learn something from that game and perhaps come back strong in Game 2, trying to force a Game 3. Bans are out here. Bubbles and Torture getting taken out by Cluckmuck, while Kronos and Rhapsody are removed by Hanskin. No surprise in the Hellborn bans, that's pretty typical for them. Bubbles, Torture, obviously that Bubbles played by... No, Bubbles was not played last game. No. No, it was Chipper. Chipper, Magnus, yeah, okay. No, Magnus is on the Hellborn team. What did Limp play? Or, no, Limp's not in this game. We Came Strong played Blacksmith, yeah, okay, never mind. No Bubbles was in last game. But apparently Cluckmuck not wanting to deal with that hero, so he removes it, as well as the powerful support and Chipper. So 4 bans making plenty of sense there, and he will lead his draft off with Drunken Master and Empath. So 2 good picks there, I think. Obviously Empath has the tri-lane potential, and Drunken Master, lots of ability to go in any of the 3 lanes. Engineer Magma's going to be the first 2 picks for the Hellborn side, so they're pigeonholing themselves a little bit, locking them basically into an NG Magmus mid-dual lane. It's very possible they could end up running the tri-lane. But no doubt, I think the Legion side are expecting either the NG Magmus dual lane or an aggressive tri-lane, and they can sort of plan for that now. Perhaps run a tri-lane of their own, and at least be prepared for that eventuality, and perhaps try to counter the Magmus Engineer dual lane with maybe Drunken Master and somebody else. I don't really like Empath in the middle lane, so hopefully we'll be seeing her in more of a babysit role or the tri-lane, but it's possible we could certainly see her as a mid. Legion side looking probably at this point for a carry, a second support, or a jungler, and a suicide. I expect the Drunken to be middle, just because he does seem to do that a lot. Could certainly be suicide. So not too much that's predictable here for the Legion side, except for the Glacius pick, which does prevent them from going the jungle route, and that's alright, I guess. The new Glacius, I think, is much more viable than the old one because it gives people a reason to get his mana aura, and now you typically see Tundra Blast and Ice Imprisonment builds, which seem to me like there are other heroes who do that better. For example, Master of Arms, much better. Witch Slayer, much better at that. The double CC, Polylog Breeze, much better at that. But apparently feeling like Glacius is the pick there, and Chipper will be the response from the Hellborn side. Fuzi once again picking up the little squirrel, and likely going to see him in that solo top role. So once again, either going to be the dual lane mid with Magmus and perhaps then the aggressive dual lanes, or we could be seeing a tri-lane. I'm sort of leaning toward a tri-lane here. I wouldn't mind seeing a solo Magmus middle and then an engineer, possibly Nymphora, maybe Aluna, maybe Master of Arms. Swiftblade is banned out with first ban by Cluckmuck, which makes a lot of sense because BMG love to run that hero, and no doubt it is a very, very powerful hero, and a lot of tri-lanes are seen with that Swiftblade. So Swiftblade, Ophelia, and Flux the bans. Obviously Flux NG combination making a ton of sense. Ophelia getting removed as the Hellborn still have the opportunity to run jungler if they choose to do so, and now they can't run that hero. Hellborn, meanwhile, banning out Dr. Repulsor, Wretched Hag, and Slither, so mostly taking out those short lane heroes as they figure that Drunken Master will not be in that short lane, and the first pick out of the second banning phase for the Legion side will be Warbeast. So, like I said before, probably not going to see that Drunken Master in the suicide lane, likely going to be the Warbeast. And now we're looking probably for a short lane here to be paired with Empath, or potentially even a tri-lane, because we could see, of course, that Drunken Master middle. So we could see the defensive tri-lane, we could see the aggressive tri-lane, we could also see the defensive dual lanes. I think those are the 3 possibilities. I'm leaning toward the defensive dual lanes at this point, just because Drunken Master is almost always dual laned. The only time he's really solo lane is if he's in the suicide role. So with Warbeast, it seems like that's pretty unlikely. In terms of carry options, there are still a fair number. You've got, I don't know, say Arachna. That'd be interesting. Soul Stealer's on the board. Madman could be a potential hero of interest. Gemini. So, obviously we don't see that true hard right-click carry too much anymore. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something a little bit more mid-game oriented than, say, a Dark Lady or something like that. I think Soul Stealer perhaps fits that. Pestilence instead would be the choice. So it's going to be Drunken Master as the carry. And instead it's going to be the mid Pestilence and Glacius, I suspect, with Drunken Master Empath in the bottom. Those are fine lanes. I guess their thinking is, you know, War Beast will allow us to take this game light, and then we don't need to really worry about having a super hard carry in the short lane. And okay, alright BMG, now you're just trolling. So like I said before, they're going to get some off-the-wall stuff. Myrmidon and Thunderbringer get picked up. So I assume We Came Strong is going to be playing that TB, and we're going to put Myrmidon on Engineer, or Support on Myrmidon, I think. CiC playing Myrmidon? Okay, hard support, NG maybe? Yeah. So it looked like last game CiC was playing the second support, so we're going to see second support Myrmidon apparently, and I think we're going to see a Magnus tri-lane. I think we're going to see a mid Thunderbringer, an aggressive tri-lane Magnus, and a solo top Chipper. The NG Myrmidon Magnus obviously is a pretty darn powerful lane considering the amount of stun rotation that you can get in there. The issue is, are Legion going to respond to that with their own tri-lane, or are the Hellborn going to be forced to rotate? Because Thunderbringer up against a Pestilence Glacius in the mid is not going to be very pretty. And no, Pesty's actually going short. So Pesty being played by Count Crapula here, he is their carry player, and Demstrats is their mid player. So it will in fact be a Drunken Master middle. I don't like this. I don't like this decision. Pestilence is a solid hero, but he doesn't carry as hard as Drunken. I don't think he needs that short lane farm as much as Drunken. He needs a portal key. And after that, additional items are nice, but they're not really essential. He's just there to be an initiation. He's got a really strong stun. His ultimate's very powerful. So he doesn't need too much in terms of farm. Drunken Master, you get a Demonic Breastplate, you get a Shield Breaker, you get Phase Boots, all sorts of stuff really help him out. And in fact, Legion side, anticipating the Hellborn aggressive tri-lane, are in fact running their own defensive tri-lane, it looks like, with Empath Glacius. So this will be quite powerful for both teams. I do slightly favor it for the Hellborn, just because, despite the fact that they have slightly shorter range on both of their long-range heroes, by which I mean range heroes, the stun rotation is a little bit better. I don't think Pestilence's stun, especially at level 3 and 5, is going to be quite as good because Magnus has more range. Pestilence has to get in there and actually drop the stun. So we'll see how the Legion side deal with this, but the other thing you have to consider is Legion have only one true stun, whereas Hellborn have potentially, I guess you consider it 4, if you consider both Myrmidon's Magikarp and Weedfield as a stun. But the other lanes, no surprises. Chipper going to be up top in the solo lane against a Suicide Warbeast. Should be just fine here. I doubt Warbeast will be able to kill Chipper unless he gets a pretty significant level advantage and hits level 6, and then Chipper's relatively low. Harassing with Wolves could be quite effective in actually getting that accomplished, but I don't expect Fuzzy to die here. He could manage to burst down Warbeast, though, if he can get the correct angle. So I'm actually going to drive and creeps into the woods here, and employing some Fusion strats. Meanwhile, bottom lane, initiation already. Wall goes down. Pestilence in some trouble. He's going to turn this on to Engineer. Last auto attack goes to Clockmuck on that Glacius, and that will be the first kill. Pestilence here is going to still be in a lot of trouble. Drops the Weed Field. That's not going to catch him, actually, and he will be okay. Excellent jukes. All of a sudden, Myrmidon Steel Kid in a lot of trouble. He will die to Thunder Blast. Clockmuck gets a double tap. And things are not looking good for BMG's tri-lane right off the bat. So, gotta come right back here, and we'll see what they can do to try to remedy the situation, but no doubt not the start they're looking for. Nearly getting that kill on Pestilence, of course, but not quite able to pick him off, as he manages to juke his way through the trees with some excellent use of tangos. And let's talk about mid lane real fast, as TB is going up against Thunderbringer, the TB is going up against Thunderbringer, yeah. TB is going up against DM. And I expect Demstrats to win this, just because he's going to take some harass, but he's going to be very difficult to kill for Thunderbringer. And if he can get some harass damage out, obviously he's got a stun, he can turn that fight. So, we'll see. I don't expect We Came Strong to do too badly in this lane, but I would be surprised if he won it. And back to the bottom lane again, because this is probably going to be where all the action is, essentially. Rune does spawn top, it is an invis. And we'll see if anybody manages to grab it. Kegstun only hits Pestilence. Wall off is going to be there. And it looks like Hanskin's forced to run away. He could still be in some trouble. Last auto attack will finish him off. So already, things just not going well for BMG in this tri-lane, and it's going to be difficult for them to recover. These tri-lanes often mean that you have to win them or you will lose the game. It's just, there's so much gold and experience given out, especially if they're as aggressive and as kill-oriented as this one has been. So we'll see what the rest of the team can do, but obviously right now the GPM chart's favoring the Legion side. Drunken Master doing quite well in the middle lane against Thunderbringer, actually relatively even. And Cluckmuck actually leading the farm for the Legion side. Pestilence not doing super well, and Fuzi up top having a great time. No surprise there, as Warbeast is and should be getting boxed out by Chipper and his rocket spam. Cluckmuck off to the side, looking to perhaps do some stacking. Obviously this pull is warded, but that will wear off right now, so I'll have access to it. And it looks like BMG is deciding to play a little bit defensive here. They don't really want to initiate. They know they're down in levels, they know they're down in gold, and they don't want to deal with this dangerous Glacius. He's a threat, man. But despite that, they are, BMG's not too far down here. Just about even experience and only about 750 gold deficit for them. So, thanks to the other two lanes doing well. And meanwhile, actually, Myrmidon here, going to take some damage. Wheatfield doesn't connect. Steel Kid missing it right there. And the Magikarp goes down, but he's still going to die. I was wrong about this tri-lane. I was not expecting this to be as effective as it is. I think perhaps the Tundra Blast from Glacius is doing a lot because of that AoE. The Ice Imprisonment, no doubt, very helpful, getting those extra auto attacks in. Magma's going to take the Ice Imprisonment once again. Wheatfield does connect onto Pestilence. The wall is there and Lava Surge away. Hunskin should be just fine. Takes a few more autos, but that's going to be plenty. 4-minute rune was already picked up. Yeah, I don't actually know what it is. DD. Engineer here going to get caught by Glacius. We'll see if they can actually do anything. Wall off from Empath. Well done there. Prevents Glacius from being in any real trouble, actually. Looks like support's doing some pretty effective body blocking here. Hanskin looking for the stun, but Glacius isn't going to be able to get to the side. Nope, that's it. Good rotation there from Weak Game Strong, and they'll get a free ward out of it, actually. Nope. Didn't last quite long enough. Obviously that Blast of Lightning giving True Vision. So, it detects wards. Now Hellborn going to have some, they've had lane control here for a while, so still pretty interesting that they haven't managed to survive much in this lane. Hellborn they haven't really gotten dove, but, they just can't quite retreat to the safety of their tower, it seems like. And the multiple pickoffs really not very good. Where does that hero expire? And Cluckmuck has another one down already. Giving him lots of vision over here. Actually, Magmus might be in trouble again. Lava Surge out, and Wheatfield connects on top of the Keg Stun. So Pestilence taking a lot of damage here. Magikarp as well. But they're going to try to catch Myrmidon. This is probably not the greatest idea. It will get the kill there. Will Pestilence be able to live through this? Magmus is a stun up once again. He does manage to connect into Pesty. One more auto attack will finish him off. The flight does a little bit too much. Now Han's going to be in a lot of trouble. Actually, he will get away. Glacius on the retreat. And nice ultimate from Thunderbringer. We'll see if they can finish off Glacius, who has absolutely no health. Yep, he's dead. Magmus there, and is he going to die? One more auto? Yes. So they trend a Glacius for Magmus there, and that's definitely a good trade, and Empath will be able to get away. So, once again, a favorable exchange for the Legion side, I think. They took out, it was a 2-for-2? No, relatively even, so probably favorable for the Hellborn, considering the Legion had better farm, they had better levels. So, the 2-for-2 trades, whenever you're down, you'll take a trade. I think that gets you, it not only doesn't increase your deficit, it actually decreases a little bit, thanks to the level disadvantage. And the guys on Shrek is Love still doing pretty well, actually. 1,000 gold lead, 1,000 experience lead. And having a nice early game. And this is pretty critical for them, too, because they have a relatively mid-game oriented strategy here. Drunken Master does scale well late. Pestilence does, too. But they're definitely going to be the most powerful around the 30-minute mark. And off to the side here, it looks like Thunderbringer's looking for an opening. We came strong, rotating over from the middle lane. Kegstun will not connect. Support just barely missing. Does not have the turret. And 15 seconds. Now Pestilence is looking to turn this around. We'll see if they can actually do so. Glacius wants some more. And no, that's going to be it. 4 heroes down here for BMG as they're trying to chase off this tri-lane and get some farm out for Hanskin. Sitting at only 188 gold per minute, really just not having a great time here. 0-2 and 1, of course. And sitting on 22 CS compared to 25 of Pestilence. Top lane, Warby's going to pop the ultimate actually, and we'll see if they can chase down Chipper. Yes! That's what I was talking about before, is Chipper might be able to kill early, but later, once Warbeast has access to that ultimate, he's got no escape mechanism, he's got no stun, he's got no slow. Although slow wouldn't exactly matter too much with Warbeast in his ulti form. But Warbeast will definitely have a bit of an advantage here. Sawblade Showdown going to be on off cooldown earlier than Warbeast's ultimate? Yes. But just barely, just by 20 seconds, so probably not going to be that big a deal. Engineer actually is over here, and he's getting caught out. Meanwhile, Pestilence getting jumped. Rockets will miss. Just barely. Hanskin has a stun back up in a couple of seconds, but the wall is going to cut him off. But We Came Strong is there. We're going to see if they can get a kill on an Empath 2. Should be able to. Wheatfield connects. Well played there from Seal Kid as he just gets the angle. And that's going to be a couple of kills. So heavy rotation here. They realize this tri-lane is not going very well, and they're doing a lot to try to fix that. As We Came Strong has rotated a couple of times, and now we're even seeing Fuzi after that death come down here and try to help pick up a couple of kills. Didn't really do too much, but no doubt the intention was there. We'll see if We Came Strong might be in some trouble here. Glacius is here. We got another port coming in from Empath. Ice Imprisonment goes down, and Thunderbringer easily will fall. So, Legion side saying, you guys can rotate, so can we. And up top, meanwhile, actually Warbeast gets the kill on a short lane tower. So Pethin here having a pretty fantastic game, 300 gold per minute, and he got a tower kill. So Ogre is looking really, really good in this early game, and BMG should be a little bit worried about this because this is what they want to have happen. This is a team that's going, you know, if we can get out of the laning phase relatively well, we're going to transition real hard. We're going to have a lot of jump potential. I mean, Drunken Master, Pestilence, Warbeast, all highly, highly mobile heroes. They've got a fair bit of lockdown as well, and a pretty good amount of physical damage, so these are heroes that will scale fairly well late, and they are going to have a pretty solid mid-game. BMG's going to have to do something to address this. They can't just assume they're going to win this game at this point. Because, you know, going into this matchup, you would think 6th place team versus 1st place team, how dominant BMG has been in general. This should be an easy stomp for them. Meanwhile, Support going to get caught out over here. Wall goes down. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Obviously, the bugs are on him, so he's not going to be able to get away with Vision. Meanwhile, off the side, Drunken Master going to take a Magic Carp. Does not actually take the stun, though. Looking for the jump onto Thunderbringer. One more auto attack is not there as Hanskin comes in with a stun, and DM all of a sudden in a lot of trouble. He will end up falling. Support, meanwhile, manages to juke his way out of the trees, has a regen rune, and he will be just fine. Chipper with the rockets going to destroy Empath right there. So off to the side here, Glacius getting chased down as well. Hanskin does not have a stun, not quite enough mana, and he will back off. Thunderbringer has the Striders, and the rockets there. Hanskin still needs the stun. Nope. Chain Lightning will get the kill, and Hanskin's just going to pour it out instead. So that was good. And I think, you know, in those more team fight-oriented things, the Hellborn will perhaps have a little bit of an advantage. They've got the Engineer ultimate, they've got the Chipper ult, the TB ult, and the Magnus ultimate. They've got some pretty solid team fight stuff. They've got a fair number of stuns. So if they can group up, I think that they should take team fights. They're also generally more coordinated. Now Warbeast are going to be in some trouble. Eruption's going to get dropped here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble, and that's going to be an easy death. As Pethin did have the ultimate, but I think realized even if he popped it, he probably wasn't going to live. So just decided not to do anything about it. Fuzi going to get jumped on here by Demstrats, and we'll see if he can survive this. Going to adopt the Sawblade Showdown. Keg Stun there is going to help him out, and all of a sudden Demstrats is in some trouble. Fuzi doesn't have enough mana for rockets. That's going to be it. Glacius off the side getting caught out by Hanskin, and that's going to be a death there as Sealkin picks the last auto attack. And Cluckmuck falls. Jumpstrats here on the Drunken Master, avoids the Keg Stun, and he will be just fine. Support having a bit of an issue landing those kegs recently. Obviously not a very easy spell to hit, especially if you don't have a setup stun, which he does not, so not the simplest of tasks, and yet still not quite as successful as you'd like to see. So, 12.5 minutes in. Looks like BMG's finally started to take a little bit of a lead. They're finally starting to turn this game around. Legion side diving perhaps a little too much. And as a result, BMG have taken an experience lead, and the gold deficit has been cut substantially. Off to the side here, Empath has vision of the massive amount of Hellborn heroes here and really does not want anything to do with this. Pestilence over here are going to help her out a little bit, perhaps. And she's still at level 6, so obviously does not have that as one. And here in the middle lane, Drunken looking for a tower kill. The question is he going to be doing anything? Yep. He will not die. Nope. Yeah, he's going to be in trouble here. Thunderbringer has the haste rune. And Demstrats might have a teleport. I don't actually know. Apparently he does not. Obviously with the inventory bug still in effect, I can't tell. Cluckmuck over here will be able to escort him out. And in fact, is going to go pretty deep here to drop a ward. As Warbeast is pushing this top lane quite heavily. And that's a pretty aggressive ward that Cluckmuck's going to be able to drop. I don't think Hanskin saw it either. They will get vision of Magnus, and they need to get out of here. Dust gets popped, so they definitely see him. Essence Link stun is going to come out. And here's Pestilence as well, so Hans going to be in some trouble. That's going to be one death. In the meantime, they return on to Cluckmuck. So that's a 1-for-1, obviously in favor of Legion side, trading support for the opposing team's initiator. And Sealkid here looking for something, but goes the wrong way with the waveform. Pestilence with the flight is out of there, and Warbeast's ultimate obviously helping out as well. So the top tower push will be stopped, but not before it gets to about half health. And this is much better. This is not something we were seeing before from Ogre. They were not grouping up, or not even grouping up, they were not pushing. And this game they're pushing. And I think it's really making a noticeable difference. You can see the general resource lead is substantially more even than it was last game, where it just got progressively more and more in favor of BMG. And this game, Legion are doing something about it. Meanwhile, Thunderbringer in the middle lane, looking for the stun there. Magikarp stun will not be taken. Essence Link is going to be down, and that's going to be a stun. Helps finish off We Came Strong on that Thunderbringer. We'll see if they can do anything here. Eruption gets candled, and Drunken Master are going to die, as the rockets aren't even necessary. Empath all of a sudden going to be in a lot of trouble as well. Has the Essence Link again. Going to avoid the Weed Field from Sealkid. And it looks like Simple Linen's going to be able to not get out of here. Hanskin stun is just available. Magikarp going to help, and Fuzi's auto attack will get the kill. Meantime, actually, Sealkid taking a bunch of damage from the Wolves. And he should be okay. Yeah, these are going to die. They're not even going to chase anymore. But notable that BMG's down in towers. They've taken 1, and Hellborn or the Legion have taken 2, and really 2.5, considering that top lane. Meanwhile, they haven't done too much damage to their tier 1s here. This middle is pretty much full health, and the top lane is about half. Legion's Hellborn's bottom is also at half health. Top lane Magnus and Engineer. Looking for something on Warbeast here. Does have his ultimate, so even if he gets stunned out a couple of times, it's unlikely he's going to fall here. Obviously, Eruption not available. But pops the ulti form and will just run away. Interesting decision. And he's going to try to TP here. Suns are on cooldown. They're going to see him, but a little bit too late. That's a bit unfortunate. I think they had about a half a second where they still had the window between Hanskin having the stun off and cooldown and Pathin still porting where they could have gotten. And meanwhile, Chipper on the bottom lane get a TP or portal key off of the bugs and will not take those. But this bottom lane's getting pushed, and I assume Count Crapula has his portal key. He's got 280 gold per minute, and 16 minutes in, he should definitely have it. Gonna TP to the top lane here. Do they see Engineer? I don't know. They have an aggressive ward here from BMG. But Engi's now going to get spotted and drops the ultimate. So we'll see if they can actually kill Warbeast here. Obviously does not have an ultimate. Hans can come here, and he just keeps getting shot back in the energy field. He does have an ultimate, excuse me. I thought it was still on cooldown. All of a sudden, it looks like Sealkid, or support, sorry, could be in some trouble. Regen rune gets knocked off, and the Warbeast Wolf will die, so that'll be it. Looks like support should be just fine. Rest of BMG looking to initiate once again. Chipper rockets go down, but Simple Linen will be able to evade them. Fuzi not quite having as effective game as he did, it seems like, last game. 3-1-2 and 350 gold per minute, which isn't bad, no doubt. But doesn't seem like he's having quite the impact that he did last game. The rotations haven't been as effective. He's missing his rockets. And BMG now going to push up into middle lane and take this tower. No defense being put up here by Ogre, as I guess they feel like because Warbeast's ultimate is on cooldown, they can't really fight, but they could probably take this. Eruption's available, so is Sawblade, but no TB ultimate, no Engineer ultimate.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
Mid-tower will fall. Not really sure if I agree with that decision. But Ogre apparently feeling like they didn't want to take the risk, or whatever. Top lane getting pushed here by Pesty, and I think you gotta notice that Legion side are doing is farming the Hellborn woods. We've seen Pethan here in this Warbeast regularly jump into the Hellborn jungle, do whatever he can to try to take your resources away from BMG, and obviously that's pretty important. If you want to control your opponent, preventing them from farming their own woods is a pretty good way to do that. And there's the portal key on Pestilence. So 18 minutes. Took him a lot longer than I thought it would. Perhaps he went for some build-up again. Can't see. Don't know. TB could be in some trouble, though, obviously, with the new portal key coming out. Depending on how much he pushes up, it looks like We Came Strong will continue this push, and he's going to be in some danger. This courier needs to get boosted. And they're not even going to wait for the portal key. He's going to drop the ultimate there, but that's not going to be enough. Ultimate from Glacius also coming out, and that's going to be an easy kill. Glacius now trying to pour it out. That's not going to be enough. Hanskin's new portal key as well, and Cluckmuck is in a lot of trouble here. He's almost certainly going to fall. Here comes Silky with the magic cart, and it looks like support is going to be able to drop something. No, not even necessary. As Hanskin gets the last auto attack on that Magnus, Cluckmuck. A bit interesting, I guess, that he just decided to port in the middle of the thing. I'm not sure if he could have made it out anyway, because obviously he's not nearly as fast as Pestilence, as, you know, Glacius in general is just really slow here. He's currently sitting at, what, 290? He doesn't even have boots. That's shocking, considering how many kills he got in the early game. Okay. Or does it just not show? No, it doesn't show because, okay, never mind. He probably has boots. But it doesn't show items, so this just reverts to their base stats, I guess. Meanwhile, jump up top here and Seal Kid, as Pestilence showing out the portal key. Our option getting channeled, though, on to just one. Pethan here going to be in a lot of trouble. He will die as the tower falls as well. Demstrat's coming in here on the Drunken Master, looking for a jump onto support. He's going to be in some trouble. Dust goes off. They will spot Hanskin. All of a sudden, Legion side is here in full force. Hanskin's got the Lob Surge out, and a nice two-man weed field there from Seal Kid, trying to get the escape for his buddy, but we'll see if he can actually do so. Hanskin's going to be able to PK out, but he's going to jump right into the Drunken Master Illusion, so they know exactly where he is. The question is, can they cut him off? It looks like Simple Linen will not look to try to do so, and Hanskin will just TP away. Did they not see him? Like, he was there. The creeps saw him. Over here, Fu's actually looking for a jump, and they're going to get the kill on Demstrats, and then Pestilence going to jump right on top of the Saw Blades. Now all of a sudden, Seal Kid's here as well. They're looking to finish off this Pestilence, perhaps a little bit too fast, and he will be able to get away. In the meantime, Essence Link going to do some stuff, but they got to pick a target here. Ultimate from TB will get the kill on Pestilence, and Cluckmuck, as well as Fuzi dies, actually, but a nice Essence Link gets Simple in a double tap onto both Fuzi and Seal Kid. So, TB Ultimate coming through there in a big way, but Empath managing to clean up nonetheless. And Hanskin looking for something, but won't find it because there's nobody here. So We Came Strong, I guess, respawning at just the right time for that TB Ultimate. And BMG now pressing the Golden Experience lead in their favor. That's something that's pretty critical. As much as I've said the Legion side is, mid-game oriented, perhaps the Hellborn team is even more so. They just really don't have a late-game carry here, as the TB has a haste rune, so he's just screwing with Warbeast. And Puzzle Box on Thunderbringer is apparently the choice. Hellborn's courier getting killed. That's funny. Engineer looking for a jump here on the Empath, but he's pretty deep without too much support. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, actually that hasted TB not going to be enough with the portal key from Pestilence. That's going to be enough to cut him off, and support also in a lot of trouble, but they're going to counter here on a Demstrat. Will drop the Shrunken Head, and is he going to live? Yes. Last auto attack from support, not quite enough. He's also hasted somehow, Everybody's apparently hastening this Hellborn side. Meanwhile, Pestilence going to get caught out by a whole bunch of auto attacks, and that's going to be a kill from the Keg Stun. Nicely placed there from support. Clockmuck also going to fall, trying to finish off this Engineer, but will not be able to do so. And it ends up turning around in favor of the Hellborn side as they do lose that Thunderbringer, but somehow Engineer manages to survive and they pick up a couple of kills. So, the team fight there, once again going in favor of BMG, as obviously with the Engineer Ultimate and the Saw Blades and stuff, they're a little bit more difficult to fight 5-on-5. And as I was saying, this Legion side is pretty mid-game oriented, but so is the Hellborn. And they're going to be very, very powerful right around this time. Kongor, meanwhile, being attempted, but not dying very quickly at all, as obviously Kongor much more difficult to kill than Roshan. And a word of sight here from the Legion side, I believe, spots this. There's no way they don't know this is going on. Question is, can they know, are they killing this fast enough? I really don't think so. They have to be worried about this. Beast Wolves will definitely scout it, so they know exactly what's going to go on here. But the Puzzle Box minions see them, and now the Hellborn side are aware that the Legion know that they're there. And they will back off, which is definitely the correct decision. They just don't have the greatest Kongor team. And not quite enough damage to be able to take down the big monkey. Who's on bottom lane? The spot tower still is alive, and they really haven't put up a concerted effort to push it down. So for all of the props I was giving Clockmuck and the guys earlier about pushing his towers, since then, really hasn't happened a lot. Meanwhile, BMG, of course, have taken a couple, so. The side here, Magnus, perhaps, can get scouted. Yeah, he does, but no aggression there, as once again, the Legion side is doing as much as they can in the Hellborn woods, taking as much farm as possible. Pestilence perhaps looking for a jump here, but Hanskin's up here in the woods, and will be just fine. CP coming in the middle from Fuzi. Empath is inside of Drunkenmeister here for some reason. He will TP away. Kongor apparently needing some exercise as he is jogging in place. I'd really like to talk about items right now, but obviously I can't. I do know that we've got multiple portal keys, that Thunderbringer has a puzzle box. That's about it. I'm assuming pretty much everybody's got boots at this point. Seal Kid here perhaps looking for a jump onto a couple. And nope, in fact it will be Clockmuck on that Glacius. He's just screwed. And this looks like it's going to turn to a push here for the Hellborn side as their entire team is here. I assume Puzzle Box will be popped momentarily. There it is. And this mid tower should fall. So Legion side very spread out here. Warbeast in the bottom lane, Pestilence in the top lane. If they don't have TPs, they need to get them really quickly, because this mid tower is dead, and they might even look to push base if there's not going to be any resistance. Nope. Port's coming out, as they will be looking to jump bottom, and there's Pethin, going to be in some trouble, hasn't dropped the ultimate yet, will get caught by the Weed Field, Magikarp there as well, but they're not going to be able to kill him, just way too fast, and way too much health. Hanskin still looking to chase, ultimate coming down as well. So, I guess with Fuzi running over, they're hoping they can hit some rockets. Wall's available as well. Actually, Warbeast ultimate wears off, and that's going to be the kill. Misses every single rocket. Probably should have dropped the Tartos, but oh well. We Came Strong gets the last hit there with the Chain Lightning, and the top tower does go down in the meantime, but a couple of kills. Pretty valuable there for the Hellborn side. And Pethin just getting outplayed really there by Hanskin, as he basically predicted every single juke he was going to make. And it's like Kongor will once again be the focus. Now with a couple of hero kills, they're going, alright, this is a little bit more safe. We can be a little more sure that they're not going to try to get us. Hanskin taking a lot of damage, as he only has 1,000 health. He's less tanky than Chipper. This whole Hellborn team is generally pretty squishy. 1,062 health on Chipper is their tankiest hero. Compare that to the Legion side, you got 2 heroes over 1,200 and another at 1,150. But Kongor will be the kill.
Has been slain.
And it looks like Fuzi's going to pick up the token here. So their tankiest hero just got a bit tankier. Ancients, meanwhile, being killed. And the farm advantage getting more and more in favor of BMG. So a lot of the same thing we were saying last game. Legion side doing a bit better job of pushing. But obviously without as much teamfight as they had last game, they're looking for more of the split push angle. The issue is now that they're getting caught out. And, I mean, the wards are there. There's a ward here, ward of Rev there, ward of Rev here. Perhaps this is a little too aggressive. I don't think they really need it up there. But maybe a little bit more defensive wards in their jungle and perhaps near their ancients, and that would work out well. I think that they do have the late game here between... I mean, okay, I know they have the late game here. So, you know, turtling us out and trying to farm is definitely not a bad strat for them. And I think defensive warding, or at least much more defensive warding, would help them out in that regard. Look at the GPM charts here. We got 3 heroes on the Hellborn side who are up above 350 gold per minute, 2 on the Legion side, and then 1 more close to it. So the farm relatively even here for the top 3 farmers on each team, and it's the supports that are, you know, way down there at the 150 to 200 gold per minute range. Not surprising there at all, and it looks like BMG is once again going to push on a tower, obviously the second to last outer tower remaining for the Legion side. And that's going to be yet another tower kill, as the Legion are not interested in defending their own towers. And instead will try to take this bottom tower, which they will be able to do. But the Hellborn know that they're all there, so they're just like, alright, we'll kill your tower. And now they're TPing back, which is definitely the correct decision, but they're still not a 5v5, and they know that. Warbeast is still down here, so BMG is not going to be particularly passive here. And there you go, right onto Demstrats. That's going to be an immediate kill. The burst damage, remember, meantime in the background, actually, they get jumped. Support drops the energy field. Shrunken Head on Pestilence here. He's trying to live, but there's physical damage coming out, and a lot of it. Finally, it wears off. That's going to be another kill. Ends up being a 3 for nothing, as looks like somebody bought back here. Meanwhile, Eruption Channel in the background, well played there, as they will get the kill on the Glacius. Pethin at the Shrunken Head, and he's got the ultimate up, so he's going to start wrecking face. Dude, kill Chipper. Chipper's got no health. Stop chasing down Thunderbringer. And that was a very bad decision. Trying to kill We Came Strong there. Chipper had no health. No, that was a bad decision there from Pethin. And they're going to get the tower. They're going to get the racks. As we have nobody back up here on the Legion side for another 5 seconds, excuse me, with Glacius, and then another 10 for Demstrats on that Drunken Master. And Chipper's just going to get wrecked. Meanwhile, Demstrats looking for a kill on the support, will get it. Perhaps can follow up on Fuzi as well. His portal key's not available because he just used it to kill Glacius, and that's going to be another kill here. Obviously drops the Token of Life. And nice PK away, as he just manages to get the perfect timing there. Portal key also picked up on Thunderburner. So long-range initiation for Hellborn side going to be pretty substantial now, as they've got PKs on all 3 of their farming heroes. Looks like Magnus is going the sheepstick route. And Chipper doesn't want to leave. He's got a Ward of Sight here, so he knows where Drunken Master is, and he's also got a Sawblade Showdown, so perhaps looking for something here. Yep, there go the rockets and the Sawblades. Drunken getting Hellflowered, easy kill. So, remember before when I was saying Fuzi's impact isn't really being felt? Well, now he's 11, 2, and 10 with 480 gold per minute. So, never mind. Lex Talianos there in support, playing on Engineer. Obviously, you got to consider stuff like that. This narrow angle with the saw blades, very, very helpful. Difficult for Drunken to go left or right to try to get off of those. And there's the stun on Glacius, just a death for Cluckmuck pretty easily. I'm going to assume that Fuzi has a staff for the Master because I believe Demstrats is getting slowed. by those saw blades. So Lassiter Tower here also going to be killed, as we've got 3 Hellborn heroes pushing it down. And all of a sudden they really exploded. 15k gold, 15k experience. And they went from having a pretty solid lead to a pretty substantial lead thanks to that genocide, the racks, the multiple towers, all of a sudden. Yeah, that'll get you some gold, man. Nice counter word there from Simple Linen on that empath. Predicting it pretty well. And notable that Pathan did take out that middle tower. A little bit nice of a gold boost. Drunken Master can pop the Shrunken Head, but that's going to be the cue for the Hellborn side to back off and then initiate later once they know that's on cooldown, and they know it is. All of a sudden, Demstrat's going to get destroyed. Shrunken Head and Ultimate coming out here from Pathan, and it looks like Hanskin's going to be in a lot of trouble, but Clockmuck drops first. We'll see if Hans can get out of here. No, he cannot. Last auto attack from Morbius, finish him off. But Pestilence in the meantime getting taken a lot of damage, and the Shrunken Head will not help him. In the meantime, now all of a sudden Morbius getting locked down. Empath, I believe, is inside, and that's going to be a kill. Empath next going to be on the chopping block, as there's the portal keys all over the place, and not going to be enough. Uzi.
Genocide. The Hellborn have destroyed a
Tower
Legion
goes down, and it looks like a couple of buybacks here off to the side will be able to help pick off Seal Kid, as both Demstrats and Simple Linen did buy out. But the rest of the Hellborn side needs to get out here because Drunken Master can't help. Eruption getting channeled up, and there's a nice initiation. All of a sudden, Empath is basically dead. Essence Link is there. We'll see if they can do anything. Nope. Off to the side here, it looks like Demstrats was able to survive the eruption from Magnus, and he will be able to get out. And in fact, jumps in once again, but gonna miss the rockets there. Chipper gonna get killed as the nice lunge comes out from Drunken Master, and excellent dust there as well. Drops a Shrunken Head. He's not in any danger. But support is, and one more auto attack. No, stuns come in all of a sudden. Thank you, Hanskin, and thank you, Seal Kid, for the wheat field. All of a sudden, Clockmuck in a lot of trouble as well, and it just does not look good here. Count Crapula does respawn, managed to pick off support and Thunderbringer. But will he be able to live? They do spot him, and now actually Hanskin's in some trouble. He will die. Excellent play there from Count Crapula. All of a sudden, he's going crazy. Hellfire goes down on Warbeast, but he doesn't care too much, as he's already in ulti form. There's a Shrunken Head as well. Fuzi going to be in some trouble. Pestilence here looking for an initiation once again, and we'll see if Seal Kid can get out of this. I suspect he can't. Pestilence misses the stun there. Bit unfortunate, but he's still going to be able to try to chase him down. There's a Gore proc. One more auto attack. We'll get the kill. And all of a sudden, Count Crapula manages to pick up 4 kills and is at 360 gold per minute. So, nice fight back there from the Legion side, especially from Pestilence there, making some plays. Popping the Shrunken at just the right time, picking everybody off at low health. And BMG hanging around a little bit too long. They were really, really at low health, and perhaps the decision to try to go for the greedy play, not the best. Nonetheless, they're still in a pretty substantial advantage. They're not any further down than they were before. And in terms of golden experience, we just said 15k, so as a result of that entire team fight, because they did pick off some kills, they're really not in any worse position than they already were, which is a pretty great position. So we'll see what Ogre can do to bring this back from the brink, but at this point they are at the brink. And in the meantime, the bottom lane Count Crapula will port out, and Silentskin was looking to jump him. See, I see at 1347, that's it. He's at 1670 health. It's like 1,000 health out of, or 1,000 mana out of 676 mana. Okay. That's why it looks like everybody's so damn squishy. Man, this item bug is really awful. So, it looks like BMG might be grouping up to push once again. Perhaps the tier 3 on bottom is their focus. Got 4 heroes here. Just farm the Legion Woods first. And Ancients are double stacked, so that is also a source of good farm. Hanskin is out of buybacks. That is notable. Fuzi and Seal Kid both used one. Middle lane, meanwhile, Chipper going to run away before he can get jumped, as all 5 of the Legion heroes are in this general vicinity. We'll see what they do, but it looks like we're gearing up for a team fight here. Hanskin's not there, so this is a 4v5 at this point. BMG, knowing that, not really looking to engage. I'm still waiting on this Mind Trap, man. I want that to get jumped. Meanwhile, off the side here, all 5, and Hanskin's like, oh, hello. Push books himself away. Shrunken Head gets popped by Drunken Masters. They're not looking to engage this right now, but support might get caught. Push book not going to help too much. He gets actually the stun out as the Shrunken Head wears off. Now is the time for the reinitiation. Excellent weed field from CiC. And here comes the mines. No, they missed them. Oh my god. Eruption also does nothing either. Ultimate and Shrunken from support, or from CiC there. Pathin, and that's going to be a kill. No, push book away. Support, is he going to live? Cluckmuck did die in the background. Looks like support might actually survive here. Off to the side here. TB trying to catch out Empath. Looks like he will do so. Magikarp finishes him off. Rocket's not even necessary. And support, run away, buddy. Don't trap him, creeps.
The Legion had
Initiation once again from Hanskin. Now all of a sudden Demstrat's going to be in a lot of trouble. Drops to Untouchable. He might be okay. Not going to get caught by the weed field. Thank you. Ghost Marchers, but Pestilence with the reinitiation. On to We Came Strong. Man, that's a lot of damage. All of a sudden Chipper's here, though. He's not got a lot of health, so he needs to be really careful. Pathin's coming back here with the ultimate. That's going to be one kill. We'll see if he can clean up onto CiC. Looks like he can. Has a bash. One more auto attack is there. And all of a sudden the dust on Hanskin will stop the portal key. Gets the Lava Surge out. Can he live? Push book forward. Helpful, obviously. And he's still going to take some damage thanks to the Wolves, and that's going to be a death. So, once again, they do manage to fight back there. Obviously losing the middle racks, though, so that's a pretty big issue. But they do close the experience and gold lead a little bit. At this point, I don't think that's nearly as important as the fact that they've got 2 lanes down, and BMG can slow push their way into bottom and essentially say, look, you can either lose your entire base, or you can send somebody to defend those lanes, at which point we're just going to push in a little bit harder, and then you're going to lose. Warbeast over here looking for the Kongor. This is a bold play. And they're going to catch support out here, perhaps. Illusion from Glacius. We'll see him, and that's going to be enough to back them off, apparently. Interesting, I'm not sure why they didn't just go for support. Everybody else on Hellborn was dead. But, not feeling it. And Warbeast is fairly farmed here, 380 gold per minute. Not really quite as good as everybody who's farming on the Hellborn side, but he's doing what he can. And once again, props to Ogre. You know, they're playing a good game. They're showing some stuff here, and a lot of this is stuff that we did not see from them earlier in the event. They were getting rolled constantly, and it's a relatively new team, so I can't fault them too much. You know, Cluckmuck's been around for a while, like Pathin has too. I don't exactly remember what teams they were on. I can look it up right now if I wanted to, but I don't really feel like it. Pathin over here, speaking of him, looks like he will get spotted. Weedfield's not going to connect. Ultimate from TB does see him, but the Hellflower, is that going to be enough? Rockets, neither of them connect, and he's just going to drop the ultimate and run away. And he says bye. So Warbeast ultimate is down, but of course not for long, as the uptime is pretty consistent considering how long it lasts. You know, it's back up in 20 seconds all of a sudden, because for how long it lasts and how short the cooldown is, it's basically constantly up. But BMG down here with 3 heroes. Became Strong and Support are not here. Jump there from Pestilence, so they know what's going on now. All of a sudden, Han's going to get destroyed. Pathin dropping both Shrunken Head and the ultimate. Are they going to be able to pursue this anymore? Push book forward onto CiC, trying to get him out of there. Fuzi has a portal key up in a couple of seconds, as he used it once already. Support's like, oopsie. Nope. All of a sudden, that's not going to be good enough as the portal key goes down. Fuzi dropping the invis as he wants to try to help his buddy out. Ultimate from Support coming out here, and we'll see if they can actually turn this to anything. Support trying to live, not really taking too much damage, but he's going to get jumped once again. The dust goes down, and that's going to be an easy kill. So Fuzi trying to help out his buddy, but ultimately just not quite there. And this looks like it's going to be a backdoor from Legion, which, not a bad play. They've got 2 hero kills, and Warbeast, obviously, a fantastic pusher. Will get caught here by Seal Kid. And we'll see what they can do. Glyph goes down. Fuzi's here in the background looking for something. Will portal key in forward and push book himself over the cliff. So Legion's push gets stopped a little bit, but it forces the Glyph, and it forces a response from Hellborn. Over here, We Came Strong on that TB, perhaps looking for a cutoff. As he's not moving, he's going to run right into Empath. Oh, that's unfortunate. That would have been an easy kill. Empath with only 1,000 health. Nope, instead they're going to hit Warbeast here. That's an even better outcome. As he will drop, and that could be their cue to push bottom lane. And in fact, it looks like TB might catch Empath, I believe. Yep, there's the Word of Sight going to spot her. So Portal Key, there it is. Relatively tanky. Only 1,000 health, I guess. Perhaps has Mystic Vestments. TB's damage, not doing too much. And we came strong, porting back to base once again. Interesting. Counter Ward actually getting a free Word of Sight there, as that was already placed. Meanwhile, Hans can initiate there onto Demstrats. They're looking to burst him down once again. Will do so before he can even Shrunken head up. Pestilence going to go up in the background, but right in the energy field, so he gets silenced. Hasn't dropped the Shrunken quite yet. NG gets himself out of there, but before that, it looks like Pestilence will drop. Is Pethin going to be able to get out of here? Yes, he will. Just barely. In the meantime, the Eruption's going off in the background, and Cluckmuck will die. Looks like Demstrats with the buyback is going to be in a lot of trouble anyway. Pestilence coming back in. Has the Shrunken head up. Is he going to be able to do anything here? Empath inside of Drunken Master, and that's not going to be enough. Empath now vulnerable and exposed. She's going to look to run away a little bit. Nope, Fuzi, in fact, going to be the target as he's trying to get out of there, but he should be just fine. So multiple buybacks used there. Pestilence with the reinitiation, but Hans can counter with his own Lava Surge, and that's going to be one kill onto Fuzi from Pestilence. Looks like Hellborn are going to try to get the hell on out of here as the buybacks are just too powerful. Sealkid running away with the waveform. Hans can continually trying to save his buddy. Fuzi comes in with a port boots, actually, and a buyback. And all of a sudden, Pethin, perhaps in some trouble, obviously, has no buyout. And in the meantime, the top and the middle racks are getting destroyed. So this is exactly what BMG is looking for. They forced all sorts of buyouts here. And as a result, they're going to be able to not only push in the top and middle, thanks to the creeps, but also the bottom lane, it looks like, as the Legion side has to back off. Now, most cooldowns are
destroyed a Legion tower
on here. Well, TB actually is available, and so is Chipper. And Warbeast Ultimate coming back here in a second. Drunken Master is going to be up in 20. Cluckmuck, you're in some trouble, buddy. And he's going to get dropped here. But it looks like Sealkid might also pay for this, as despite his ulti form, he's just not tanking enough. Warbeast, or Wall coming down there onto We Came Strong. Lex Telionis, but a nice tablet over the ledge, and it looks like he'll be okay. Pestilence popping the Shrunken head here, looking to engage once again at the TB, but a push book forward. Again, so many tablets and portal keys. Incredible mobility here on this Hellborn side, and all of a sudden Pestilence is like, oh crap, I don't like this anymore. Flight wears off. He's going to try to TP out and will be able to do so. Off to the side, Eruption going off on the Demstrat's face, and that's going to be a death. Obviously no buyback on him, and that's game. 2 or 3 towers down. This is going to be Mega Creeps. Pestilence coming back in, has the jump, but Hanskin countering with Blob Surge of his own. Pethin in the Warbeast ultimate form. Going to try to taste down with Thunderbringer once again. That didn't work before, and it's not going to work now, I don't think. Pestilence going to be the death once again, as Chipper has the auto attacks there. And Pethin keeps trying to chase down this Thunderbringer, and doesn't seem to work. He doesn't seem to be learning his lesson. Would have had the kill on Hanskin there, probably, if he had just stayed. In the meantime, Glacier's going to get blown up, but it looks like Hanskin could be in some trouble. Just kill him. What are you doing, Warbeast? You're just running right past him. They want Fuzi, I guess, so badly. Shrunken Head is down on Pesty, as he just used it. And we'll see what they can do. Pestilence going to come back here. We'll actually get the kill onto Fuzi. We'll see if they can grab another kill on Thunderbringer. Have the vision, of course, thanks to that dot. Or the bugs. And Peth in the ulti form, continually trying to kill this Thunderbringer. They just can't do it. Finally. Finally they get it. To chase that far in. Meanwhile, off the side here, support on this Engineer is going to kill Empath in the middle of the base, and Pestilence porting back, trying to do something. Has an Invis rune here. Oh, is it an Ion Stone? That's what it is. I was like, he's got a lot of Invis. So my Engineer has an Ion Stone. So in the meantime, their entire base got wrecked. Looks like they've only got 1 half-health T4 tower left, and both bottom racks are exposed. So we might be looking at an old-fashioned end here for Ogre. And once again, they've played a good game. They've held on pretty strong here. 47 minutes against BMG. That's nothing to be ashamed about. That's definitely a strong performance, even if this is, perhaps a half-strength BMG, considering they're missing two pretty key players in Limp and Jonas and Fan, who are, in my opinion, arguably their two best players. I think it's pretty clear that Limp is BMG's best player, and Jonas and Fan, I think, does not get nearly enough credit for how good he is. Nonetheless, Ogre, they've been playing pretty well here. Top lane, meanwhile, support Engineer, and it's an illusion, so we don't care. And it looks like they're going to be pushing in once again. Ults are up for everybody, except for support, but he's in the top lane anyway, so whatever. And they're just going to slow push this, because they can. They know that, this tower is going to go down. They're going to have to do something about that. And all of a sudden, they've only got 3 heroes down here. 4 heroes, I guess. I miss Empath. But the Legion side are completely hemmed in. And I'd like to see support, get over here. He said he's going to port back to base, I guess? Oh, no, He's got port boots. Meanwhile, an initiation there from Hanskin and an immediate burst on a Count Crapula. He's dead. He's going to immediately buy back. No, he doesn't have one, excuse me. But the ultimate from Glacier's doing a lot of damage. Hanskin going to be in some trouble here. Pethin in the middle with his ultimate, trying to do some damage. Once again going after that Thunderbringer, but really not doing anything. Cluckmuck falls in the background. All of a sudden, Empath is dead. Pethin, despite the fact that he's so fast and so tanky, now that's going to wear off. He's dead. Corruption gets cancelled there from Hanskin, but Dempstras still perhaps in a lot of trouble. There goes the Magikarp, and that's going to be a kill as the Thunder Blast finish him off. They're just going to go for the throne here. That's going to be the game. So, GG, well played to both sides, and nice glyph. But,
defeat.
well played to both sides.
And
I think Ogre showed some good stuff here, and I think they really needed to do that going into Haunter Season 3 because they did not have a good showing in CiC, and this is the sort of game they can look at and say, yeah, we're not as good as these guys, but we can hang with them for a while, and maybe if we practice some more, maybe we get some more experience, and all of a sudden, we're being considered a top 3, top 4, top 5 team, as opposed to where they are right now, which is definitively outside the top 5. But that's going to do it for this series. BMG takes it 2-0.